is Sharon Drew and I'm from Smart Consultancy and Coaching Limited, and today I'd like to share with you some smart ideas to support children with handwriting. Now in this clip what we're going to do is we're going to look at different resources that you can have to help children with their pencil grip. Initially we might think to put a pencil gripper onto a child's pencil, but many of the children I work with certainly don't want to look different to their peers and would like to use a different type of pen or pencil instead. So these are some of the things that I've come across. This is a really nice pencil from Stabilo, and the good thing about this is that it's got already cut into the barrel of the pencil prompter markers where the child should place the fingers. They're actually sort of notched into the barrel, so from a very tactile point of view it's very easy to feel where it is you should be placing your fingers. And of course when you sharpen your pencil, the markers are all still there all of the time. Now they don't just come in a pencil format, they also come in coloured pencils, so not only are we going to reinforce the grip through writing, they'll also be reinforced through colouring in and other types of activities. It also comes in a left-handed and a right-handed format, so it's good for children who use either hand for writing. Another pencil on a similar vein is this one, and it's called an Easy Writer, and although it looks like a triangular shape, actually the barrel of the pencil is also shaped, and so there's sort of like a groove, a triangular groove running down the length of the pencil. So again, similar to the last one, when you sharpen the pencil it remains the same. So again, it's very tactile, a prompter where to place the fingers in order to support the right grip for writing. Now for some children, particularly the older children, they might want to use a different type of pen, and for the older child, for example a child in a secondary setting, I might try something like this, and this is a fatter barreled pen. Look for pens also that have got integral sort of rubberized grips, like this one has a black rubber grip. Again, there are some grooves here that run down the bottom end of the pen, so when your fingers are on the barrel of the pen you can feel where the fingers should be placed. But because it's got this rubberized section, it actually can help take the stress out of the little muscles on the back of the hand, especially for those pupils who've got a really tight sort of grip. Another pen which the boys particularly like is this pen, again made by Stabilo, again commercially available. And this pen is a sort of a gel pen, which is quite nice because it moves quite freely along the paper, but it's also got a bulbous sort of end to it, so it fits quite nicely into the shape of the hand. Of course, with any pens or pencils, it's all a matter of personal taste, and so these things do need to be trialled with the children over a good period of time in order for them to feel quite comfortable with it. This is a pen I came across recently. It's called a swash pen. It's a sort of a felt pen, quite a thin pen compared to this one here, but of course again, as I say, different people like different things. I've got quite large hands, so I quite like a fatter barreled pen. Children with obviously smaller hands might like something a little thinner. But again, what it's got is a triangular shape at the bottom of the barrel of the pen here, so again prompting the child where they should accurately place their fingers. Writes quite nicely as well, this one actually. There are some children who tend to peer down the ends of their pencils, and sometimes I think what they're doing is because they've got their fingers really quite close to the bottom of the nib. So a nice pen which is quite handy is this one, and it's called the Yoro pen, and as you can see it's got a shaped end to it. Again, comes in left and right like many of the more specific pens, and the good thing about this one is that with that shaped nib it's much easier to see what actually the child is writing. They're very useful for children with who write left-handed, because when a child writes left-handed they tend to cover their work rather than with a right-hander. They can actually see where they've been. So this shape of the nib is really useful for that, because again they can maintain visual contact with what it is that they're writing and monitor their spelling and the content of their work. Now that doesn't just only come in a pen format, it also comes in a pencil format as well. There are some children who find it very difficult to grade the amount of pressure that they need to use when they're writing, and one of the easiest ways to feel that they're using too much pressure is to use a retractable pencil. And this company here that I found, which is called Nexus, they actually do a trainer pencil where they've made the nibs of the retractable leads much thicker, so it can tolerate a lot more pressure. And so when the children have worked out how much pressure it is they need to use, then they can go on to the next one. The other advantage about this type of pencil is that it's also triangular shaped, which again reinforces a better kind of position for the fingers around the pencil. There are some different types of pens. Some children just really find the task of handwriting quite difficult and get quite a lot of strain on the back of their hands. So for some children we might need to look at something quite different. And these quite funky pens here, they're not to everybody's taste, but again, it's like anything. It's like buying a new pair of shoes. You've got to try it on for comfort to see whether the children quite like this or not. And what happens here is you can see this quite odd shape. But really what it does is encourages the index finger to come out and be placed here while the other fingers wrap around it to get the shape. It's actually a very comfortable position to write in. It's actually quite an ergonomic position to write in, and many of the children actually do quite like to write with this. So that comes in a pencil format, and it also comes in a pen format. So there are a few ideas that you might like to try. Most of these things are commercially available on the high street, but if you'd like some more ideas about writing and some other activities to practice with the children, then visit our website, which is www.smartcc.co.uk.